Okay, we have my 2000 Town and Country Lxi with 125,000 miles on it. Looks like the starter motor's going. I went on YouTube. There are no videos for doing the replacement, so I thought I would make one for y'all. First thing is, of course, to get a new starter motor. So we'll see if we start up today. Amazingly enough, it works. The car started. Do not shut it off till you get back home. Okay, so we're under the car now. I'm not going to show you how I jacked it because I do not want to get sued. Here's the new starter. There is the old starter. I don't know if you can even make it out. There it is. You can tell the starter's going bad because you may hear when you turn the key, you may hear a nice whine, but not actually no mechanical movement. So if it goes woo, woo, that means your solenoid's probably good, and it's just that the starter is not actually engaging to start the motor. So we're going to pull this one out, and then we're going to check and make sure all our bolt patterns and everything are correct. That's the most important thing. Make sure you have the right part. Okay, I hit this bolt here, a little bit of PB buster, which made it easy to get out. That's a 14mm screw or bolt. You remove this little orange clip here, and it allows you to remove this little electrical plug here. This is the solenoid. You've now isolated the starter. Pull this piece down. See? Couldn't be simpler. Next task is to locate and remove the mounting bolts. The other side of the starter, which is right here somewhere. Okay, you can see I've got the bottom bolt out now. The top bolt is directly above, vertically above, and on the other side of this hump right here. Okay, you almost have to feel for it with your hand. But I've got this handy little tool. I've already cracked it with the 15mm open end. This is my little hand twist. If you can get one of these, this is great. You just put your socket on the end of that. If the bolt's somewhat loose, you can actually just work it out with your hand. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument, you don't want to sit there and look for that blind bolt. Here's another opportunity to do something different. Okay, loosen this hose clamp on your air cleaner cover. Remove both of these screws. You're gone. Pull this out. Pull this aside. It actually does pull aside. As soon as you loosen this hose clamp, now you can actually get almost a better look at that upper mounting bolt, which is behind all this crap. You want to get that upper bolt out, top and the bottom bolt, which would be on our replacement, these two right here. Now I'll have to walk it off this little peg, which is going into the engine block. So, next step is to get to walking. Now I'm thinking maybe a little assist from a screwdriver perhaps. Okay, a few light wraps later and the unit came loose, and I'm just double checking to make sure that everything lines up because sometimes you do get the wrong parts. Now we also have a shim here, so you'll want to make sure you know where the way it was oriented. You can usually tell by the dirt. This tells me the shim goes like that. So I will place that on the new unit before installing it, but first I'm going to clean it, of course. And then we will just reverse the process of installing it, and we should be good to go. We'll be inspecting the flywheel though, because I did hear some noise, and I'm hoping the noise came from the starter. It was akin to a metal trash can lid getting dragged along the street. So I'll do a quick inspection. It'll take a little mirror like this, a little mechanic's mirror. And what we want to do is quickly, because this thing has no battery power, talking about the camera, quickly look in a little hole where the starter fits in. I'm going to do this offline because I can't see a darn thing with this camera in the way. Okay, day 2 of the freaking starter motor saga. Here's before. This is what I found, right? The only place that had a replacement was Chrysler itself. So I open it up, looks great, and then I find out bear with me here. It's worth it, trust me. There are actually 2. How about that? So, who's to say? Anyway, one's going back for a refund probably. Okay, so I'm ready to clean out the rest of the bell housing, see if there's any more of this that's not represented by this. So, I'll be blowing out the bell housing and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the bottom bolt mostly in. As you can see right wherever the hell it is. There it is. I'm not going to, great camera, huh? I'm not going to tighten it fully until I get the other top bolt in. Which is going to be right inside there. Right behind this shield that Chrysler puts on here to make sure that you know when it's time to replace stuff so it starts to rattle like a mother. So, let me tighten that down. Okay, so, got the new starter in. I remembered to replace the power terminal and the solenoid connector. So we are set to put the top back together, which is this portion right here, over our old friend the air cleaner. So we have to connect it down here and there. Okay, here we are at the end of the project. Throttle intake, check. Exhaust gas recirculator, whatever it is, check. And air cleaner intake hooked up. Alright, time to start this baby up, see if it runs. Okay, everything's hooked back up, including the battery. Start this bad boy up if we can, and if so, it's time to put everything away and get cleaned up. Survey says, how about that, huh? And I don't hear anything grinding. It's another case of John 1, Chrysler 0. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little instructional video on how to replace a starter on a 2000 Town and Country Lxi with 3.8 cylinder engine. That's it, man. Time to wait for the next catastrophe.